What's up everyone, it's Dakota and welcome back to another modern video, and today we're going to be showing off the Mono White Hammer deck that we went over this past Monday. The list specifically was piloted by Aminabadi in the Apex Gaming 20K Invitational, which ended up being the winner of the event, so another congratulations to him. And we're going to be taking a look at the deck as per usual before we get into a game, and hopefully we get a really good one where we can kind of show off the capabilities of the deck. So if you did not watch the deck tech, I kind of go into a lot more detail than I'm going to go through here, but essentially the hammer or mono white hammer deck is based around the card Colossus Hammer and finding free ways to equip it. If a Pure Steel Paladin, Forge Anew is a way that we can do it. Where is it? The Sigarda's Aid being a big one, because then we can give it flash, which means that we can cast it, during our opponent's turn, which or during our combat step and whatnot, basically helps out with like Ornithopter and Inkmoth Nexus, just being able to put it on while they still have flying before the hammer ultimately gets rid of flying. And some of these protection cards like Giver of Runes. We also have Surge Salvation as well to kind of protect us from Furies and Griefs and all that stuff. With more equipment, so we can use Stoneforge Mystic to not only get hammers, but to get cards like Cauldron Complete, Nettle Cyst, or Shadow Spear as well, to give our non-flying creatures that only have a hammer put on them trample and kind of take over games that way. So that's the general idea of the deck. Obviously, this deck is very explosive and can cobble together some turn 2 kills pretty easily. Obviously, with some of the more played decks are playing, full 4 copies of Solitude stuff, I could potentially see like some problems just getting like blown out trying to go for like a turn 2 kill necessarily, but against a few different decks, kind of like the Rakdos scam decks and whatnot, which is still one of the most popular played decks. If you're able to just protect yourself and go out and just get like turn 2 kills, that's kind of how you can beat a scam player, is just by essentially scamming them a lot harder. So that's the deck. Let's go ahead, jump over into a match and see how we do with it. So here we are for our first match. Mulligan to 6 cards. We have Sigarda's Aid Hammer. We have a Pure Steel Paladin. I'm going to keep this just based solely on the strength of this. And I guess even if we're getting scammed, our hand kind of sucks anyway. I mean, this Cauldron Complete is pretty bad in our hand. We would rather search it. But at least with what's here, we can figure something out from here. So, Scalding Tarn. I have a feeling this is like Murktide. Okay, so step 1. Past this. Depends, they're probably going to fetch up a Triome, and if it's Ketria Triome, we might have a good idea what it is. If it's Rogran Triome, also might know what it is. Savai Triome is concerning. Oh, is this like Zoo? This might be Zoo. So then they could play, Savai Triome. They have all 5, so this could be just Kavu, yeah. Alright, well, we at least know that they're not playing necessarily any counter magic. So we're going to go Gingerbrute. Do we hit them for 11? Probably not, but I also don't think I just do this now. I think I'll play defensively with this. Probably a mistake, but I also want to make sure that I can give this unblockable too. I mean, they're probably not blocking it, but they also might have to, just because of the fact that it's a turn where I can activate it. I don't think Zulus are playing Shatters necessarily, but they are playing up the Beanstalk. Not quite sure. I mean, man, are they playing like Fury and stuff? I mean, I guess Fury, we don't necessarily care about it, but here, at least with Surge, now we have Hexproof. We can give our things Hexproof as long as it gets on tap. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they necessarily want to attack. Giver of Runes. Play Giver. And I know that we didn't attack last turn, so I think definitely a mistake not attacking. We probably should have attacked last turn. But we'll now attack into this Kavu. I mean, we have Surge of Salvation. Makes me feel a little bit better. So that if they try to, like, Solitude or something like that, I mean, they will get a card back, but we can protect ourselves. Only bad thing is Pure Steel does not have a free equip right now. We do not control enough artifacts, because this will go away. We'll have Pure Steel, and then Colossus Hammer will be our only artifact. But if we draw land, I believe we can threaten lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4. +4, +4 makes it 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another up the Beanstalk, my god. Yeah, I guess having all this protection too is going to be good for us long term. This is turn 4. They have not played a land, and they will not play a land, it looks like. Stoneforge Mystic. So Stoneforge is interesting. We'll attack and see what happens. So they go Leyline Binding. They're gonna get some triggers. They're gonna probably go after the hammer. Yep, let's surge. Let's get in our damage. And at least now, if they try to go with we can protect with Giver of Runes. When now they will not be able to. Really wish that we had some lands. Really unfortunate, honestly. But I mean, if we, depending on what they do, I mean, the fact that the Zoo deck is playing up to Beanstalk is so gross. But I mean, I guess they get to play some of the. What the heck is this? I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what Zoo deck plays Strip River Winder. Like, that is crazy. I'm assuming if you have another Leyline Binding, you want to use it now. Why give us another draw step to do something? Oh, that's cute. Scion of Draco, sure. Draw 2 more cards, make a 4/4. Kind of all or nothing on Leyline Binding, and we win. Yeah, and they would have been punished. They would have waited till our turn to Surge of Salvation. So Zoo. Whenever a permanent entering the battlefield, and they get on cast too. So it's not a Cascade deck, so Drannith Magistrate's a no-go. Solitude might be okay. Curse Totem activated creatures can't be activated. So this, I mean, we're only guessing that they're playing the Evoke Elementals. We didn't actually see any. Restrict Proctor could actually be pretty decent to at least kind of tax their mana from drawing a ton of cards, if that's kind of what they're up to. 3.5 billion, let's pay 2. So, I mean, it could also work on the Beanstalks as well. I just don't know if that's good enough. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability to trigger, because then they're not even going to trigger it off of like playing their other things, because it's going to happen on cast. Needle, I guess also it does stop their leyline bindings. I wonder if it's worth trying. And just kind of shave on some other things. Drum. Surge of Salvation is probably going to be pretty good. It's only 3 Giver of Runes. Do I cut an Emeria's Call? Do I essentially cut a land from my deck? Play these 2-drops? I think I will. We have a little less one, like 2s. So like we're gonna try that. And immediately punished, of course. Because why would we need white mana? So we have 2 surges, can't cast these. Can't cast anything, but we can cast these cards. I think that's a mulligan. My good lord. So we have drawn 3 sagas and no lands. Our opponent mulliganed to 6, and they kept. We're going to mull to 5. So we can go boom, boom. I mean, that's probably okay. I mean, this hand is kind of a hammer away from. I guess this, like, Strict Proctor's a little bit awkward here. With Sigarda's Aid. Let's play a Sigarda's Aid. This could potentially be a. What's it? There's like a split card from like Return to Ravnica, like Wear Tear. Like I guess this could be where. Oh well, they're getting green mana, green and black mana. So I mean, this could just be like a natural state. Oh, Oliphant. There's no way that they're like Living End, right? They're not Living End. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if they were Living End. No way. Two mana, Territorial Kavu, sure. Alright, so this is going to be kind of an issue. Alright, let's go untapped, and let's play Strict Proctor. Definitely rather this thing die than anything else, so. Oh, that's neat. So then they have Fetch Land. What are we doing? What do we got going on here? Alright, so they go Savai Triome, so they don't have Leyline Binding mana up. So we are going to be able to do something with Surge of Salvation. However, the Strict Proctor is very awkward. Mantis Rider? What is this? What in God's green earth is this? I think I'm just kind of hoping to draw a land. I guess it. Another Strict Proctor. Alright. We'll attack. We'll take another hit from the Kavu. I mean, realistically speaking, we draw a land. Our opponent, like, does nothing. Well, that's something. That's annoying. Hopefully they, like, fetch shock, try to get rid of the Strict Proctor. And then, like, if we just... I guess even if we draw another land, Strict Proctor's, like, the worst 2-drop that we have. Samet. Alright, haste. Whenever a creature chooses to combat that creature on battlefield this turn, draw a card. Alright. Well, this could be it for the home team. Strict Proctor looking pretty damn bad here. Oh, as if that creature, okay. Boy, oh boy. So if we go, this thing doesn't have trample. For strike, vigilance, haste. I mean, I guess we have to go. Oh. I guess in this case, so it just auto equips. It's gonna counter the whenever a permanent battlefield causes an ability to trigger. Yeah, this thing just like is awful. I think what I have to do attack for 1, play Strict Proctor, hope to draw a land, so then I can attack with this Proctor, pay for a hammer, pay the trigger from the Strict Proctor to auto equip it. Questing Bee. Alright, well. GG. Yep. Alright, Questing Beast was brutal. We wouldn't have got there. Alright. Let me sideboard, please. Get these cards out of my deck. I cannot wait for the next game to be where like Strict Proctor is very good. So we'll just bring these guys back in. We'll leave it at that. This weird zoo deck. So we have a ton of mana. I mean, an early Nettle Cyst and like 2 Sagas. I mean, it might be worth it. So we can go like... They mulligan to 5 cards. Alright, I mean, we could definitely be in business here. So we can go like Call Giver. And then go Saga Drum. If we go Saga Drum... Alright, hear me out. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. If we draw an Ornithopter, we can... If we draw an Ornithopter, we can play a Nettle Cyst on turn 2. Of course, we draw an Esper Sentinel. Pay 3, yes. Play Giver Runes. Cycling a strip over. See, this like scares me just because this is definitely like it screams someone playing like what's it? Playing bullshit that of course I can't think of. Living End, that's what it is. Like I see Riverwinder, I think Living End, and like I'm instantly sad. So we can go like tap, make a construct, and then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 power construct. Then we can Saga again. Equip like a spear. What's this? Is this like Kavu? Bitter Reunion. Okay, so I wonder if they're playing like are they playing like Archon? No, just Mantis Rider. I don't know. I guess if they play like a bunch of things, they can give it haste. I just don't know if I like what they're doing. Oh man. Alright, so we can go this. We'll make a construct. We'll search. Man, I wish we could just auto-equip this. That'd be so nice. But we'll go get Shadow Spear. Go Saga. Go Sigarda's Aid. So then we can auto-equip things, and then we'll go Pithing Needle. Name, I guess we'll name We'll name Bitter Reunion because that's really the only thing that we can name. And our creature is protected from with this Giver of Runes. So I mean, could potentially just be wrapped up. We can equip with these. Or no, we can cast. So we need to draw another land. Or I guess draw another, like an Ornithopter. 4 mana. Surge of Salvation. Alrighty, so we can go boom, boom, equip. Equip, attack. We have Surge of Salvation. Or I guess this lets us end step. Boom, 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 Nettle Cyst, leave up Surge. Yeah, I think we could attack. Because even if we attack now, it'll be boom, 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 and then we still have Surge. Yeah, we'll attack anyway. And then we have the option to protect plus Surge. Like we could even like Surge, make a token, and then untap. So I mean, definitely have options. I don't know if our opponent has a lot of outs to this. Because I mean, we can just go and make a pretty big construct token. Up the beanstalk. Would you like to pay the 1? Hammer is pretty good. Play land. Scion of Draco. Sure. And we're essentially, I mean, I guess even if they have, I mean, we're hoping that they don't hit like 3 Solitudes, right? First Strike, Trample. So what if we go like Hammer, equip here? Probably that doesn't matter. Let's go Hammer. Equip. Use Sigarda's ability. I guess we'll take another hammer. Put on Esper Sentinel. Yes. Play a land. Yeah, and then we win the match. So that's kind of how I expected it to go, at least in that scenario. So we'll jump back over to the deck screen and everything, and we'll talk about what happened. So here we are back to wrap up kind of what we saw from the hammer deck, and it did what it does, and you kind of see how hard it is to interact at times with it. When we would kind of set up having Giver of Runes in play, and then even holding on to like a Surge of Salvation, our opponent needing, hard removal, needing cards like Fatal Push, they need and bindings and things like that to kind of deal with what we're doing. And even then, with a combination of Surge Salvation giving our permanents hexproof, and on the added bonus of getting prevent red damage from red and black sources, plus Giver of Runes as well. I mean, it made it very hard for our opponent to, even with like hard removal, kind of answer them. And even if they came in with damage based removal, Colossus Hammer, or even like all the way up to like Nettlecyst, can end up making it a lot harder for them to use like Lightning Bolt and even like Unholy Heats and things like that. We didn't see those necessarily in the match, but that is kind of some of the things you have to think of. Probably some more commonly played cards in the modern format than whatever like Tribal Zoo deck could be playing, or whatever the heck you want to call it. It's super weird. So I mean, if you try to beat this deck with damage-based removal, you have to be careful, because they can just flash in a Colossus Hammer. It gets to do the thing they want to do anyway. Kind of when approaching Hammer, you want to approach it like you're playing against Infect. And for some of the newer players, they're not going to necessarily know kind of like the laws, I guess, of interacting with Infect. But the way that you want to interact with Hammer is you want them to make the first move. Like they're ready to go if you try to interact with them first. If they just attack with their thing, they don't do anything, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna kill it in combat, and they're like, ooh, gotcha. Surge of Salvation, give my thing hexproof, and then hammer, now you're dead. Where if you just wait, like obviously probably in that scenario, if you just try to kill with like a Lightning Bolt or whatever, you're probably not winning anyway. But if you can go like Bolt and then Fatal Push, to get them to commit to, equipping to like an Ornithopter, or equipping to like an Esper Sentinel or whatnot, then from there, you can kind of get them and beat them at their own game. And at that point, they're forced to, play Forge News and like Pure Steel Paladins to kind of equip their equipments from there, which really can give you enough time to get something together. Maybe you end up getting the rest of their hammers off the board. Maybe you just end up, putting together your own kill and winning the game. And while we didn't necessarily have to look back, because I don't remember if game one ended up being pretty quick, just because they didn't have like an answer to what we were going on. But like this deck definitely wants to be ahead early and kind of keep that advantage and find ways to kind of keep pressing that advantage. While it does have the benefit of having like a potential turn 2 and a more consistent like turn 3 kill, this deck does not have to do it. And I believe like game 3 definitely showed that, where we didn't need to be super flashy and fancy. Even though our opponent mulliganed to 5, they still put together a very competent game plan, and we were just able to kind of like grind them out, where they were going to need multiple answers to deal with one threat, but then at that point we had multiple threats, and they were going to need multiple answers for multiple threats, which they were just not going to keep up with, even if they had an Up the Beanstalk and to kind of help them refuel some of those cards and stuff. So yeah, that is the Mono White Hammer deck. I hope you all enjoyed the match. If you did, please leave a like down below. Comment if there's another Modern deck or even Pioneer deck that you want to see as well. I'm going to have hopefully another video for the Pioneer combo deck that we uploaded on Tuesday. So if you haven't seen that video and you kind of want to get a preview of it before we play it on Thursday, just obviously go ahead, give it a watch, all that fun stuff. And of course, subscribe to the channel as well. Ring the notification bell so you know when other videos get posted, and join the Discord server in the link down in the description below. That's going to do it for me. Hope you all enjoy the video, and I hope to see you all in the next one.